All right, hey guys, Alan with Fab and Travel here. Coming to you from my office today at work. Um, so in the video you're going to see here, I'm just going to kind of go through kind of what we've been working on for the last little bit, and since I haven't posted a video for a while, so come enjoy that, and then at the end I'll give it a little more detailed update as to what was going on and where we're going this week. So. Have a great one. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe and all that good stuff so we can keep going and bring you better content as we move along. Thanks.
And I've been laxing getting some videos out. I shot some content, but just been pretty busy. And I had sinus surgery about a month ago, and just kind of been dealing with that, and still trying to get over it right now, actually. So I apologize for that, but we're in the shop. We actually have been doing some work. So as you can kind of see, the old girl's on the ground again. And if you look at the video you saw just before I got on here in my ugly mug, you saw that we got the rear end finished. I kept the posi that was in it because it was like brand new. I just bought it when I got things done the first time. But what I did do is, since I'm doing it more as a daily driver and not so much as a flat out performance vehicle, the 410 gears that came in that rear end just weren't too street friendly. Especially with price of gas the way it is right now, I kind of wanted something a little more economical to drive than my big diesel I've been driving, and this Ranger is going to fit that bill. So I changed it to a 355 rear end instead of the 410, and I do still have the 410 gears. May sell them, may go back, I don't know, we'll see at some point. Or I'll keep them for my drag truck because I'm running a Ford 88 with upgraded axles, but I'm still running 410 gear in it. So I may keep it for that. We'll see. We got the rear end done. We got the clutch blood out and drive shafts in. Basically, I got the whole bottom end done before I took it off the jack stands. Another little project that I did that I have to start on here, as you can see right there, is the headliner. So I've been watching a bunch of videos, and I was able to get the headliner out without hardly any damage. Now, the way my luck goes, it won't go back in that way, but hey, we'll see. And then I bought a new headliner material. I think it was off Joann Fabrics or something, or maybe it was off YouTube or Amazon. I don't recollect offhand, but I got that. And so let's see, the other thing I did was I got the radiator in. I'm getting ready to put the AC unit on, so we can kind of see radiator's in, hoses are on. I've got 2 gallons of antifreeze in it. I got to pick up a little more. The most important thing is we're finally to the point where I'm ready to tackle the wiring. So as you can see here, this is all of the EFI wiring. It's got to get hooked up. It's not as bad as it seems, but we do got to get it hooked up. So that's what we're getting ready to work on. But before I start tackling that, what I'm going to do, I like to do a very methodical approach. And so I've got all my wires here, all kind of sitting here, as you can see. What I like to do is get the Holley book out, and I'll just take some tape and I'll label what each wire is. That way I have a feeling that way I'm not always looking at the book. I can just look, oh, that's what this wire is, and run it. So that's what I'm getting ready to start doing here in a few minutes. And the other thing I have to do is, when I had this set up before with the carburetor, I wired in my electric fans, and I wired in what brand was it? It's a Hayden Automotive. They have a temperature controller thing. You can kind of see this is what it looks like right here. And it works. I've got it tucked in right down here. So I've got all the wiring ran over to the battery, and one of the wires that runs to this controller goes to a switch inside that you use just in case the little probe that you stick in the radiator fins doesn't work, or you want it to come on sooner or whatever. You can wire in a little on-off switch. I think they call it a test switch too. So I wired that in. So I got to rip that out now. I'll probably leave the switch in place. Okay. The way I'm doing, I may use it for fog lights or something. Who knows? So I got to put that, redo this part. The other thing I did was I was concerned about cooling capacity because as you can kind of see here, there is not a lot of clearance there. So there was no room whatsoever for a puller style electric fan. So we had to go to a pusher style electric fan. And from everything I've read, they're not as efficient. So I put basically the biggest one I could put. It's up here in front of the behind the grill on the AC condenser, and then I used foam tape between the AC condenser and the fan, the radiator, to seal those gaps off so all that air gets pushed through the radiator to help keep it cool. And then I was kind of concerned that it just wasn't going to move enough air, because the pusher fans just don't move the same kind of air as the pullers do. So I'm a computer guy by trade, networking servers, all that stuff, and I gutted out some servers that were older, couldn't be used, and I took out, they had some really good high power fans in them, and I was kind of like, hey, I might just have a home for them bad boys. So I wired in 3 of them up at the very top of the radiator, because I couldn't get a big enough fan up in front, so I kind of had some space that wasn't going to get much airflow. So I wired those in on there, and I just had them set so when I turn the key on, those fans come on, whether you need them or not. And I'm going to change that. So I got to redo that wiring as well. I'm going to change it. The Holley Sniper system has one of these cute wires right here. Will run, actually there's 2 wires. You can run fan 1 and relay 1, relay 2 for your fans. Based on the current draw, I'm only going to run 1 relay and just turn them, but when it needs it, it kicks them both on, because if it needs to cool it, I need to cool it. So I'm going to use it just to control the big fan and then these little ones up here, and just be done with it that way. So I got to change that wiring and just take out what I done and basically redo it. The other thing, 2 things I have to do, as I mentioned a minute ago, I'm keeping the AC in it. It is a daily driver, and I really want AC in it, you know. Even though it's going to have a pretty stout little 306, I'm not drag racing it. It ain't built to drag race. It's built to drive. It's built to have some fun. If I was going to drag race it, I would have built up a pretty custom C4 and had some fun with it. Which, hey, I may. You never know what I might do someday. But for now, it's a driver, and so I can park my diesel and just. Hopefully this will be cheaper to drive than that big diesel. So the AC system on this one, this was kind of at a changeover year. You had 2 relays. You had a clutch cycling switch over here, And then you had a high pressure cutout switch over here. From that switch, it went to a relay for the wide open throttle. And one of the problems I had, when I had the motor running and I was driving it for a little while, I could not get the AC system to work. I was getting pretty frustrated with that. And I finally found a wiring diagram that helped me go a little further to get things done. And what I found out was the relay over here is called the wide open throttle relay. That's in your power distribution unit under the hood. Basically, the ground for that went straight to the computer. And because the computer wasn't getting a signal from the EFI system that was on it originally in this 3.0 V6 truck, it would immediately ground the circuit and basically open the relay system. That was part of it. The other part of it was, I think there's the high pressure cutout. I was kind of convinced I had the wrong one installed in it, but I'm not sure about that now. So I'm going to redo all of that and try and simplify it and make sure that, you know, it's getting where it's supposed to get. And I'm getting the voltage through, because it's really a pretty simple circuit once you take the ECU out of the way, the original. Now the Holley system, it also has provisions for an AC cutout. So all I have to do is take the ground side of the relay that's in the power distribution unit, tie it into, you know, one of this wire right here that's made for it, and then the Holley will take care of it. When I smash the throttle on the Holley, it'll cut out the air conditioning system if I have it on at the time. So that's going to be nice. I'm glad to be able to get that, and I am going to get this AC system working. I tried driving it last year in the, what was it? It was rainy. It was very cold and high humidity, and I couldn't get the moisture off of the inside of the windshield. So that's why I want the AC system working, because it'll take care of that for you. So, and I'm just old and I want the AC. What the heck. So anyway, that's what's we're working on, and I'm going to get some cameras set up here, and so you guys can kind of follow along with what I do. Have some snippets for you here and there. Once I get all of the wiring configured the way I want it, I'll label it. I've got a dyno labeler, does labels and all that, but it will also print on heat shrink tubing. I have some of that, so once I get everything cut to fit where I want it, etc., then I will get my labels on. And one thing I want to add, when I just said cut to fit, according to Holley, all of these wires, these connectors here, like this one right here, coming out of the ECU, it's pre-terminated. Same with these right here. I can't shorten those. If I do, I void the warranty. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to do it so that the wiring installation doesn't look like some jackwad did it. Yeah, so that's what we're going to be trying to figure that out along the way as well. Yeah, so that's what's going on. I got to start chasing wires and doing that. So we'll see you on the next one. Have a good one.